Hey, so here we go with another one of your 30 dates with Dex. We're on date 6. Time is flying by. We're getting through a lot of great content, a lot of great questions. Please, please, please keep them coming. I want as many questions from you as I can. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to kind of give you the information, give you the tools that you need to make some real big improvements in your coaching business this year. They can be about the business itself. They can be about your own self-confidence as a coach. They can be about the actual finer points of coaching, neuroscience, behavior. I don't really care. I don't care what you ask me. Just ask me. And I promise you I will do my very best to answer with as much detail and as much useful information. I won't be holding anything back as I possibly can. So thanks. And here we are with one from Tj Hubbard. Tj said, how do you consistently attract potential clients into your tribe that eventually turn into paying clients as opposed to filling it with peers that are unlikely to pay you? What a great question. I'm sure a lot of you watching this have had that experience, right? You know, you go to all the time, effort, energy of creating a Facebook tribe or if it be in another community, but let's just use Facebook. You build your Facebook tribe. You spend a lot of time creating content for that tribe. You pre-post a lot of content. You shoot a lot of videos like I'm doing now. Maybe you even drive traffic to kind of populate, and so you're paying for these people to come in. And before you know it, you find that every other trainer from every other trainer tribe and coach tribe that you're part of have kind of tagged in, and they've heard about it, and they've come in and they've joined. And before you know it, you find yourself speaking to an audience mostly of coaches or trainers with a few of the general public kind of dotted in. And most of these coaches and trainers, they either just want to get some ideas about what you're doing and how you're doing it so they can take those ideas away to their tribes, or they want to kind of come in and fight and go into combat with you over stuff, right? It's very, very common. So what we end up with is these tribes full of lots and lots of people who are never, ever, 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 ever gonna buy anything from you. Now it's great, for someone like me. I coach coaches and I train trainers, and so building a tribe full of coaches and trainers is, bread and butter to my business. That's just one aspect, but it's certainly bread and butter to my business. So attracting trainers and coaches in is an important part of mine. But for most people who are working as coaches, for most people working as trainers, for most people who are building tribes, having other professionals in there is not really that useful. It's not really that skillful, to coin a phrase that I really love using. So let's kind of run down through a little bit of a checklist of some things to consider when you're building a tribe. Now, very rarely, some people have got the balls to do it, and some people have got the kind of chutzpah to kind of get out there and kind of say, you can't come into this group, you're a trainer, and they kick people out. I've never really been like that, kind of trainer, coach, whatever the profession is, whatever your tribe that you're building, those people may actually still have some of the challenges that the clients you're trying to help have, right? So kind of don't forget, you may be a trainer or a coach, but you're still a human being first, and the human being part of you may have plenty of problems that the tribe might be able to help them with. So I've never really been one for kind of just kicking people out because they're in my profession and I get all kind of jealous and guarded about them joining. But here's what you have to be very, very, very clear about. When you build your tribe, you're not building your tribe to impress your peers. That's not what you're there for, right? So in other words, if you've built a tribe and it does happen to have coaches and fitness professionals in it, and you're a coach or a fitness professional, forget that they are those people and just focus solely on the reason why you built the tribe in the first place. I have built this to help people with these specific challenges, who are looking for these specific results, who are looking for these specific experiences. Some of them might happen to be coaches, some of them might happen to be trainers, some of them might happen to be, you name it, whatever your kind of area is going to be in. But that's by the by. What I'm doing here is helping people with these specific challenges. So that speaks to, so stop trying to impress your peers. That's number one. Number two, speak directly to the fears, the frustrations, the dreams, desires, challenges, and aspirations of your group, of your tribe all the time. Like building a tribe and just saying, let me put some content in, is like randomly walking up to somebody in a bar and saying, do you want to, should we get married? Should we just get together? You've got no idea, like, if you have shared interests, common goals, if you're going anywhere, anywhere in like the same direction in life. In other words, it makes no sense. We build a tribe to coalesce around a core theme, around a core message, around a core influence, right? That's the purpose of bringing together a tribe. So if you're going to build a tribe around these core themes and core ideas, you want to know, like, what are the fears? What are the common fears of the tribe? So common fears of a tribe of coaches and trainers, for example, there are the personal fears like, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Can I do this? There are the other fears that relate kind of much more along the lines of, will I ever get enough clients? Will I be able to sustain my business? All of that sort of stuff. There are plenty of fears. What are the frustrations, right? Attracting clients who don't seem to do the work, or I know exactly what to do with them, but they don't seem to be able to do any of the stuff. And we get so far and then they regress and all that. Well, these are some of the frustrations. What are some of the dreams and desires? What do people want? What are people most aspiring to? What are the biggest challenges that are getting in the way? Decide all these things in advance. Like, think about what it is that you want to talk about, and the flip side, what you don't want to talk about, right? I don't want to specifically in the Enlightened Coach tribe, I don't specifically want to talk about Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. Now, sometimes side conversations come up in here, and sometimes there are kind of interesting things that come up off the back of it. But I'm not seeking to be the world's Facebook ads expert, which means I don't want to seek to be the guy who has just to kind of keep the tribe here placated and kind of keep them happy with me. Go, oh well, let's put a lot of Facebook ad stuff into the tribe. That's not what I'm trying to do. When I learn something that's useful in alignment with the fears, frustrations, dreams, desires, challenges, aspirations of the people I serve, and it happens to tie into a Facebook ad thing, I'm happy to talk about it. But I'm also very, very happy to say that's not my area. That's not what I do. It's not what I specialize in. They're not the people that I'm trying to attract. Do the same for yourself. So once again, you're seeing that this isn't about your peers now. You can forget about the fact that you happen to have 20 or 30 out of your 50-person group happen to be from your peer group. Now we're just saying, kind of, this is what I do and this is what I don't do. And that's a really powerful place to be in, because the members of your peer group that resonate with you will stay. The ones who say, well, what is this shit? I haven't joined, I didn't come in here to kind of hear all this other stuff. I want to get down to the nuts and bolts of this. Well, those will leave. That's great. If you happen to have people from your peer group who actually stay and they're active participants, they're potentially likely at some point in the future to become a client of Party Service. And if they don't become a client, then very often they're going to become like an advocate for you anyway. So you're going to get social reinforcement from your peers and say, hey, that was awesome, Dax. That's exactly how I do it too. And now when the members of the public are sitting around, they're kind of saying, wow, this person's getting reinforcement. Well, that's valuable. The third thing, have a clear remit for what your tribe is there for and what it's not for. So I think that ties into the other, right? What are we here to do? What are we here not to do? Be very, very clear on those things, and don't cross the line, right? So if you know you're not here to do something and it's not an area you even moderately want to get into, tell people, hey, I know there are plenty of other groups and tribes and loads of experts out there who do this. Unfortunately, that's not what I do, so I can't really help you that much with that. Besides, the reason I don't help people with that is because I don't really think that you have a Facebook ads problem. I think you have a confidence problem and a lack of clarity around your message problem, which means that the Facebook ads wouldn't work very well for you anyway, but that's by the by, right? Number 4, influence the tribe vibe at all times without controlling it until you have to. All right? I'm all about freedom, but I'm all about tribe vibe. So my tribes generally tend to be very calm, very, they're not kind of, we have some laughing and joking at times, and we have a bit of inane and insane behavior at times, right? But they generally tend to be pretty calm. I don't tolerate people being shitty with each other, making sarcastic comments and kind of any internal sort of like bullying, but I also don't tolerate any internal marketing specifically. Not that I don't tolerate any internal marketing at all. I don't tolerate any internal marketing from people who haven't been active participants in conversations, helped other people, shown up in threads, made comments, been active. I don't let those people come in and start speaking to people about, oh, by the way, I've got this new report, come over and do this. Oh, by the way, I've got this new program. It's not because I'm jealous about, well, if they start selling, then I can't sell and they might be taking away my clients and all that kind of thing. It's got nothing to do with that. You earn the right to sell in any of my tribes by serving and by participating. And it could, because I follow the same rule for myself, right? I won't come into my tribes and actually set up every day, sell. I'm always asking myself, have I served enough to earn the right to sell here? And so if I apply it to myself, I apply it to other people. So that's just an example of don't overly control anything, but at the same and be really really clear about what the tribe vibe is. If the tribe turns into a place that just constantly posts memes all the time, for example, and no one's interacting on the memes, then that's your fault. It's your responsibility, right? Because you've let the place become like a meme fest where no one really engages with anything. So I prefer to create the kind of content. This is just my tribe vibe. I prefer to create the kind of content that creates discussion and creates interaction and asks people to go a bit deeper and shakes people up and wakes them up a little bit. That kind of thing. That's the tribe vibe I'm looking for in a safe environment for coaches. Okay, so what tribe vibe do you want? What do you again, decide in advance, what do you want the vibe to be like? And then be strongly on the lookout, act as the sentry to your business, right? And say, hold on, kind of that's something that I said wouldn't happen here and it's happening, and take action on it straight away. Number 5, monitor and address external professional influence. So whenever kind of other views and opinions are coming in, it's not like as in no one can disagree with me and no one can say anything opposite. In fact, if you've been in this tribe for any length of time, you'll see that's definitely not the case, right? But external influences, professional influences will include people kind of coming in and attacking the ideas of the tribe. Remember, you're spending a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of influence trying to build up a new core way of thinking around things, right? So if people come in and say, "Oh, that's all bullshit. It's not about," I always encourage the questions and I always encourage the interaction around it. But if someone just wants to come in and attack, that disturbs the tribe vibe, and I'm not willing to tolerate that. So again, you decide what external influence are you going to allow? What external influence are you going to say, hey, that's a bit too much? I'm not letting that happen. People posting their links to their own blog all over the place when they've never actually interacted on any other post. Well, that's an external influence I'm not willing to have. Number 6, remain the benevolent alpha, but the alpha nonetheless. In other words, this is yours, right? So social media is clearly social, and groups are clearly about kind of the social aspect. But make no mistake, nobody else built your tribe, right? You built it. It's your Facebook account. You're the one who's going to get in shit if anything goes wrong in there, if anybody complains. It's going to be you that Facebook contact and say, we're shutting down your group or we're shutting down your Facebook account, right? It's you that's going to be paying for the traffic. It's you that's spending all the time creating the content and all that kind of stuff. It's you that, whenever you log into Facebook, you get kind of like 50 notifications and the little red bubble at the top that kind of, right, that's you. In other words, this group is yours. And so if this group is yours, act like it. Be the alpha, like kind of you're the alpha of the group. This is my place. I control the tribe vibe. I do all of these things. It's my place. You are all very, very welcome here. But just like, if you come into my home, if I don't tell people what to do and what not to do in my home until I start to see things that I'm really not happy about. Like if you came into my home and you started spilling wine all over the carpet, or you trod dog shit up and down the stairs, I'd be telling you to take your shoes off and all the rest of it. Not because I want to throw my weight around, because this is kind of what I want this is experience I want of my own place. So you can be the benevolent alpha, but be the alpha nonetheless. When you see things that you don't like happening in your tribe, get in there and take care of it straight away. And in fact, that's how the other people in your tribe get to understand exactly the role that you play and how powerful and influential you are. Right? You don't have to throw your weight around. It's not kind of, you don't have to be kind of a bully and kind of say, this is my place. That's not what that's about. But certainly be the alpha. Don't fight for, this is number 7, don't fight for or defend any assertion, especially with other professionals. Right? Oh no, it's only about the calories, and you're an idiot if you think it's got anything else to do with it. And you're saying, no, hold on. Kind of, it's about this. You've not contemplated this, and then you end up getting into arguments. Well, actually, you start to lose your alpha position when you get into fights with people, right? When you get into fights with other people, what you're saying is essentially, in some way, shape, or form, you're not completely certain, right? You're not completely certain. So someone else's assertion of the opposite has threatened you. Now, when people come into my groups and they're going up from another perspective, my usual response is something along the lines of, "Cool, I understand and appreciate that that's been your experience, and if that's working for you, who am I to tell you to do any different? What I've observed and what my experience has been is that hasn't really worked for me, and I've not really seen it work for many other people. So this is why I take this other approach, and it seems to be really, really working for me and the people that I work with at the moment. And to me, that's all that matters. But cool, if your method is working for you, keep doing it, dude. Right? How easy is that? But there's no attack. What that means is that I've still stated my case that, right, I'm doing what I believe in, and I'm so proud of you for doing what you believe in too. But what you believe in isn't what I believe in, and I won't be doing it. How simple is that, right? Number 8. Most rapid assertions fall apart under questioning. So when people kind of come in, when other professionals are in there and they're kind of either directly trying to put you down, or whether they're trying to kind of grandstand in order that in some way, shape or form they become the alpha, or they get all the attention of the other members of the tribe, just question it. Say, oh, cool. So why have you done it that way? And has that always worked? And do people keep the results in the long term? And wow, okay, so that's like when you start playing the questioning game, you'll find that even the most rabid of attackers in a tribe will eventually kind of, first off, they'll calm down, and then very often they'll come down. They say, well, it seems to work a lot, but not all the time. And there are some other instances where the opposite is true, right? You'll start to see people attack. You know this. You're a coach, and you earn your living from questions. So be a coach. Be the same coach you are in your tribe as you are when you're outside of your tribe, right? When you're actually working with a client, you say, well, okay, we've hit a sticking point here. How do I get through this? You get through it with questions. Do exactly the same in your tribe. Your alpha position is assured as long as you don't attack. As soon as you start attacking, people say, "Oh, that's weird. Like Dax got really pissed off and aggravated here. Like, what the hell's going on here?" And then they start to doubt you, because ultimately you're doubting yourself, which is fair enough, right? It's fair enough for people to doubt you if you start to doubt yourself. So don't doubt yourself. Keep your alpha position by keep asking questions. Don't attack. And ultimately, keep coming back to the idea that you've built this tribe to serve your dream clients, right? So that's for you to decide what your dream clients' qualities would be, and that includes their, we're not just talking about kind of psychographic, demographic stuff. The kind of they earn X and they live here, and they kind of here's some of their challenges. All of that can come into it for sure. But what about their qualities? What are the qualities of your dream clients? So the qualities of my dream clients are open-minded, they're engaged, they're people that are kind of into exploring. They don't, they have a lot of certainty in their life, but they don't feel like they've got all the answers. They're still looking for more. They're growth-minded, they're expansion-minded, and all that kind of thing, right? So if these are some of the qualities of my dream clients, I can be sure to pick those people out in my tribes, and I can also be sure to spot when somebody is different to that. And eventually, if that person's energy is always a negative one, or always one that kind of seems to be in opposition to the tribe, I can still be the benevolent alpha. I can say, hey Dax, kind of notice your last few posts, and it doesn't seem like kind of you're very resonant with a lot of the stuff that we're posting here. I'm just wondering, why are you part of this tribe? What do you want to get out of it, right? So I can approach them, and if they say, well, do you know what, 90% of what you post in here I think is bullshit, and I'm just not in agreement with it, I can say, hey, that's cool. Maybe you need to go off and find somewhere else then, because I don't want you here being unhappy, and I also don't want your unhappiness to affect and infect the rest of the tribe. So thanks very much for being part of it, but it's time for you to go. Benevolent alpha again, right? So there's just a few ideas about how you deal with kind of a group that's filling up with peers. It doesn't mean not let them in, but it means be the alpha, know what your tribe exists for, know who you're serving, why you're serving them, and remember that your peers are still human beings first, so they may actually have a lot of the same challenges, but at the same time, have them, make sure that, if it comes down to peer on peer challenges, make sure that it's seen very, very clearly that, hey, this is my house, this is my place. You take your shoes off when you come in, right? I'm happy to discuss anything with you, and even in public, and I'm even happy to have disagreements with you, but this is my house. Hope that makes sense. I hope that's kind of joined a few dots and kind of switched on a few light bulbs. Love to hear your feedback on that, and I'd love to hear the feedback of anybody else who was listening in, and see what you think of that. Did that help? Did it hinder? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't really mind. Just tell me what you got from the training, and I look forward to hearing another one of your questions really, really soon. Till then, take care.